This is Suburban On Air and Cohen in the City. Here is Mike Cohen.
Dollar, founding father without a father. Got a lot farther by working a lot harder, by being a lot smarter, by being the self-starter.
To your union, revolution, and the hope that you provide. May always be satisfied.
Well, it's been a long wait, but Hamilton is finally coming to the Place des Arts. We've been waiting for years and years and years for this to happen. Thank you to Eventco and Broadway across Canada. It's going to be at the Place des Arts August the 19th to September 17th. Sorry, not the 17th, September the 7th. We'd love it to be there till the 17th, but it won't be. So get your tickets while you can. And we've got Eliza Hamilton with us. Lauren Mariasoosay, who is here, is performing in that role. And Lauren, first of all, how long have you been performing that role for now?
Oh my gosh. Well, it'll be about a year by the time I'm there. So it'll be a little over a year by the time we get to Montreal. So it's been a journey. So over 400 performances of Miss Eliza I've been gifted with.
That's amazing. Now, you have a fondness for Canada because in Toronto, at the Mirvish Theaters, we were just there, and boy, they've got a Broadway scene that Montreal could only dream of with 4 theaters, and you were in 6. How long was that run?
We were there for about 9 months. 6 the musical over in Toronto. I was also born in Regina, Saskatchewan, and then
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's so crazy. We moved when I was very little. I was born in Regina. We moved to Ottawa for a bit. And then we ended up moving to the United States when I was about 3 or 4 years old.
Okay, terrific. So you've got some Canadian genes in you.
Yes, I do. My mom was born and raised. So
amazing. That's amazing. Well, I think everyone will appreciate that when you come to the Place des Arts. So first off, tell us, for someone who hasn't seen Hamilton, I could explain it better for one of the leads to explain it. How would you describe the Broadway musical Hamilton?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's the journey of the founding fathers in America, obviously, and you see the entire revolution of the country through the eyes of Alexander Hamilton, but it's told through so many different perspectives, so many different people of many different diasporas. Lin-Manuel always says it's the story of America then told by America now. And you have hip hop, you have R&B and pop telling you this amazing story of the 1700s through the 1800s and the birth of the country.
How many times had you seen Hamilton before you got this role?
You want to know something crazy? I had
Yes.
never seen this. I had never seen the show.
I'm not surprised.
I had never seen the show. I was like a broke college kid, trying to just get lunch and dinner in the mix. And I had been on tour with other shows before Hamilton, but I was never able to see it. It was just something I didn't have the privilege of seeing. And then when we got the show, I actually didn't want to see it yet. I didn't want to see it until I finished blocking and memorizing the whole show. So after our last rehearsal in the city, I finally went to go see it on Broadway.
Amazing, amazing. So Lin-Manuel Miranda, you mentioned him. Of course, he's the genius behind all this. Did you meet him? Have you met him before?
Yes, and he's the sweetest man you could ever imagine. Everything that is wonderful about him is so true. He is one of the best ones we got, truly.
So describe to us, who is your character?
Eliza is the wife of Alexander Hamilton. She doesn't start off that way in the show. She starts off as one of the more wealthier families in the country at the time, the Schuyler sisters, Philip Schuyler's daughters. And she ends up being one of the most pivotal parts of the show and of Alexander's life. She's really mainly his rock. And throughout the show, she holds the emotional core of almost, I feel like, everyone's feelings at a time where, especially these men in politics, didn't have time for any of that. She had to bear all the weight. And you see that throughout the show and from beginning to end. And you also see her carry out Alexander's legacy when she's the only one left standing at the end of it all.
How much of an educational adventure do you feel that Hamilton is? Is this something that I would imagine it's a learning experience as well for people who go see the show?
Absolutely. It's so funny. Anytime I've gone to do EduHams or anything like that, which is this reach out program that we do where we go to schools and talk to different kids about the show or musical theater, what their dreams are, how they learn about, American history. Um, we learn so much from them even too, but I mean the show is so educational and it teaches kids to be interested about history rather than learning about it from a book in class. You're able to be engaged through hip hop and pop and all these amazing rhymes and all this amazing storytelling. You're captivated by the colors and the production, and you hold that information, I feel like, so much better when you're interested in what you're seeing and hearing.
Um, that's very interesting. So, when do you visit schools? Do you visit schools when you're on tour?
Yeah, I've done about 3 or 4 of them now, and it just we do it through the Gildan Lerman Institute, which a couple cast members get to go to these schools and they prepare performances for us, or we do talkbacks. They get to ask us questions, and it's such a cool learning experience for me. I feel like I learn more from the kids than I feel like they're learning from us, just because I'm able to see what the world and the country looks like now in an education setting. And it's really cool to see how creative and how knowledgeable these kids are in those settings.
Okay, well, we're going to have to talk off air because my day job is with the public school board in Montreal, and we have a performing arts school that's just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Place des Arts, and school starts September 2nd.
Amazing.
So maybe we'll be able to get Eliza Hamilton to make a
I would
guest
love to.
pedagogical appearance. That would be pretty cool.
I would love
Yeah,
to.
absolutely. So the storyline is, I mean, the storyline is amazing. The music is great. Uh, People keep coming back. What do people love about Hamilton?
I think the book and the narrative of the show is so indestructible that no matter who you see in it, it's amazing because everyone brings their own individuality or their own emotions, life they've lived, things they know that they've been through, different age ranges. You're able to leave the show seeing someone different every time and feel something different every time. And I think that's the most amazing thing about it. It's also so still relevant to what the world goes through today. I think the world could always use more heart and humanity. And I think at the end of the day, that's what the backbone of Hamilton is.
Absolutely. How did you get started in the whole business? You're a young woman right now, but how did it all start for you?
I mean, I've been dancing since I was 3 and
Oh
acting
my.
just as long. I had my little tutu and my little bob haircut at the
Yeah.
bar since I was a kid, and I mean, it had always been part of my life. I came into singing later. I started singing more in college. That's when I really had an introduction to what music was, what the staff is, what these notes mean. I mean, it was the first time I stepped into the world of singing was when I went to university. And it's wild because you always dream you'll get to this point. You just don't always know if it's going to happen. You just keep barreling through hoping it will. So I honestly wish I could tell you the secret sauce or what it takes to get here, but I think it's a wonderful combination of people who really believe in you and push you, luck in the universe, and your very, very hard work. I think it somehow comes together for you to get to the place where your dreams kind of start to come true. I think it's a little culmination of that little cocktail.
For sure. You must have been a very good student because I read in some stories you're quoted as saying that the score of Hamilton is a beast to learn. Can you expand upon that?
It is crazy. I mean, it's considered an opera or operetta. Everything is sung or rapped through. And I can honestly tell you, I mean, after doing 6, it was a 90-minute show, right? And while I'm singing the whole time, it's 90 minutes. Hamilton is close to 3 hours long. And even though you might not see Eliza in the ensemble moment, she's up there singing somewhere. She's tucked into the corner or having a moment or a scene with somebody else, and she's singing the whole show. I believe she sings over 20 songs total, and it is really wild to have to do all that. But and I know Alex Lacamoire, who's one of our wonderful music supervisors, also helped develop the show with Lynn, is always like, it's like a musical times 3. It really, really is. It takes a lot of muscle memory and also being gentle and graceful with yourself, allowing yourself to build up the muscle to do a show like that 8 times a week.
How do you preserve your voice? Because I mean, the day of a show, are you like, I mean, except when you visit a school, are you being careful of what you do and how much you talk and so on and so forth?
Absolutely. Vocal health is huge on this contract. And especially when you're moving around and touring to different cities, different countries, you have to be very, very vigilant with your voice. There are some contracts that I was able to go out and have a moment or a cocktail with a friend. In this show, I simply have to go home and go to bed. In the morning, I steam, I nebulize as well. Nebulizers are like a finer mist that gets into your vocal cords. I have a lot of like little hacks that I use to make sure I'm healthy and safe. Lots of vitamin C, taking care of your body, going to the gym. I mean, it really is a full body instrument. If your body doesn't feel well, the vocal cords aren't going to feel well either. So it really is a holistic health journey to keep your voice and your body healthy for a show.
How long has this tour been going on for you? How long have you been on the road for, maybe consecutively?
Next week, it will be an entire year that we've been on the road. So we were one of the first companies in like about, I think they said about 6 years to rehearse from the ground up in New York. It had been a long time since they launched an entirely new company altogether. Um, and it has been, I mean, just wild. We got to learn from all the original creatives, which is really cool. We got to meet Tommy Kail. Lynn came in a few times. We got to meet Lackamore. We got to meet all these like giants of the musical theater industry and rehearse the show from the ground up. And it'll be a year next week, which is so exciting.
Amazing, amazing. Well, we really look forward to seeing you perform in Montreal. It's been a pleasure to have you on the Suburban Newspaper on air channel, and keep that voice in good shape before you come to Montreal.
Thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon.